Hey y'all. So let's dig in. But I say walk and live habitually in the Holy Spirit. This is Galatians 5:16. Responsive to and controlled by the Spirit. That's how Jesus lived. That is exactly what Jesus did. And all of the times, actually, we know that. Let me go back to it. I want to look again at the baptism of Jesus. And the word tells us, I just saw it in Luke, so we'll go there so you're not waiting on me, that where's Jesus? Yeah, okay. The Luke chapter 3. Now, when all the people were baptized, and when Jesus also had been baptized, while he was still praying, the visible heaven opened, and the Holy Spirit descended upon him in bodily form like a dove, and a voice from heaven came saying, "You are my Son, my beloved. In you I am well pleased and find delight." And so Jesus himself began his ministry. It was about 30. And so it says, of course, the imagery is that he came and descended upon him in bodily form like a dove. And I heard a minister quite a bit, it's been a while ago, but this is why I wanted to read that. If you had an actual dove sitting on your shoulder, how would your actions be? And of course, the goal being that you want to keep the dove on your shoulder. You wouldn't make any sudden moves for sure. And you would only walk how it pleased the dove. Being conscious constantly of this dove on your shoulder. And thinking about that in saying walk and live habitually in the Holy Spirit, responsive to and controlled and guided by the Spirit. This week, and I only mean this, or this weekend, I mean this kind of funny, but kind of not. If we went about our lives being conscious of a dove resting on us, how would our language be different? How would our responses be different? How differently would we move? Would we go to different places? Would we not go to different places? If we live conscious of that Spirit and being now submerged into union with that Spirit, having the Holy Spirit diffused throughout our souls, as Acts 2 says, if we live conscious of that, then that flesh nature doesn't have as much of a voice. And that's exactly what Paul goes on to say here. For if you will live habitually in the Holy Spirit. So habitually, we create habits. A habit is not something that is natural. A habit is something that we create. So if that's the case, it would seem as if we could create the habit of living Spirit conscious of the voice of the Holy Spirit. I wanted to see what the Passion Translation said in that verse 16. Oh, this is good. The Passion, Galatians 5:16. Let me emphasize this. As you yield to the dynamic life and power of the Holy Spirit, you will abandon the cravings of your self-life. And that's what we want. So when we are conscious of the Spirit, again, I'm doing this because it's like the dove sitting on my shoulder, the ridiculousness, and I do not mean to make light of this. Those little cartoon angels and devils, sometimes you say one tell you to do this, one tell you to do that. But if we are conscious only of the Spirit resting on us, then we do abandon the cravings of the self-life and of the flesh. And we will pick up here next week. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.